this. You can do this. Okay. Yep. 1001, 1002, 1003. Oh, my bad, dude. You ready to film?
Yeah, no, we're ready to film.
Oh,
yeah, no,
shoot.
I didn't want to get in your way.
No,
and
no,
step
it's
on
all
your
good.
fingers over there.
No,
I mean,
no.
you're looking like you're getting a pump on, man.
Come on in here. Yeah, it's my pre-filming pump. Yeah.
Solid.
Feels good.
All right, welcome back to the Shriv Tactical Studios, aka a garage. As you can still see, things are still working on the up and up for us. However, we are going to do a video today on shotgun spread on patterns. We're going to start with a 7.5 buck here. We got a 4, and then we got Federal's Power Shock here, which is a double op, but it's got 15 pellets, and you can see it's a 3-inch. And then we are going to go into the Winchester Defender here. Now, this is a little bit of a unique one. It's got 3 double-aught and 1 slug. And then we're going to finish off with Federal's Law Enforcement double-aught 9-pellet standard.
Buck.
Buck.
Gotta get them.
Yeah.
You might be thinking it's an odd array of different rounds to have out here. The idea was kind of, maybe you've been out hunting. You've been out trying to bring home some birds. And when you get home, this is what you got with you. And maybe there's someone nefarious on your property and you need to deal with them as you see fit. So we want to show what this looks like. And then over here, it's a little bit more of a, you're prepared. This is what's sitting in your shotgun as someone might be coming into your home. These are all kind of more set up for defensive purposes, potentially hunting here with the Federal and then the Defender and then this 3-inch here. And this one I'm assuming is going to kick like a mule. So we're excited to get out. We're going to shoot at two different distances, 11 yards. We're going to shoot at 20 yards. That way we can show a variation between the spreads. I don't have 20 yards in my house because I'm Poe, but I think 11 yards we could figure out. So wanted to show those two different spreads, and we'll come back in here to the Shriv studio at the end of all of this and show you guys the results and talk about some real scientific Shriv data, as you guys have come to expect.
Shriv data. I mean, Bill Nye signed off on all this stuff. I mean, we got PhDs coming out of our wazoo.
Yes, I do.
So, yeah, stay tuned.
Out here at the Shriv range again. Following up, we're going to show the different pattern spreads from the ammo that we talked about when we were at the Shriv studio, we'll call it, aka the garage. We're going to start with smallest to biggest. So right out of the bat, shooting a Mossberg 500, something that most people own. And the first one is a 7.5 birdshot Winchester.
At about 11 yards.
Federal. First shot's at 11 yards because, well, that's what I decided to do. And the second one's at 20, correct, sir? Okay.
Correct.
First shot, 11 yards, 7.5 birdshot. Okay. All right.
Let's go see what she did.
Let's go and see what she did. So I don't think anything too surprising. Obviously, the big holes here is from the wadding. I would argue that the vast majority of it ended up on the torso. Trying to see where the biggest outlier is. There's one here and a couple down here. So birdshot. There's a lot of them in there. Go see the 20-yard. Wadding either hit or didn't make it through, but you can start to see, I'm sure there's plenty of them that hit that are off the target, and I'm sure it's the same all around. Solid spread. Most of it still hit the person, or the torso, I should say. So at 20 yards, still going to make hits. Winchester number 4 shot. Did you rack it?
Nope. Negative.
Rack. Okay. And 20 yards. Okay. I mean, at this point, it's going to start to sound a little redundant until we get to the double lots, but pretty tight pattern. Obviously, the holes get less and they get larger as you go down in number. Still pretty solid. Trying to see. At this point, it's hard to tell if a few of these are the 4 or the 5 so close together, but solid group. I actually, so far, of the 3, of course, I think this one makes the most sense for what we might be talking about here.
Shooting Power Shock Federals, double-aught, 15 pellet right now, and they are 3-inch. The rest that we got are 2 3/4. So here we go. Yep.
It's a little bit of a noticeable boom.
Yeah, it's not very pleasant. Well, okay. This is about 11 yards here. Pretty tight group there. Obviously the wad going through there. Um, they don't want to be in your house no more. We got 10 holes that I can see, minus for the wad, whether a pellet went through there or not. Otherwise, off the chart here. This is at 20 yards. I think you're still getting the job done. That is for sure.
All right, this is the Winchester Defender. It's 1 slug and 3 double-aught pellets. This is fun. That's not the wad. That's the 1 ounce slug that goes through, and followed by the 3 pellets just for good measure.
All right.
Okay. Oh no, look at that.
Oh yeah,
Little,
all 3.
Saturn,
Wow.
Saturn has a moon. Okay, so tagged her right there.
There's the wad.
Put it up backwards because I was trying to save staples, but Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie headshot, that counts. All right. It's actually, for 20 yards, it's pretty tight still.
Yeah, super
grouping
tight.
wise.
All right, we got Federal's Law Enforcement, 2 3/4, double-aught, 9 pellets, and we're at 11 yards.
Do we have a miss?
I took his head off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a hole up there.
All right.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure what we were talking about there.
Maybe a little high, but I think the job was done.
Should have been standing there.
You know, and one thing to talk about here and in counting is this is a very tight group in my opinion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. Hard to say with the wad going through there, but very, very tight.
I don't want to get hit by that wad.
No.
Shark teeth.
And on the other side here, I'm looking at this is at 20 yards. Look how tight. Look how tight this is. This is, wow, that's impressive. It wasn't overly the best shot. I mean, I intended to aim down here and I ended up pulling up a little bit, but you got 5 right there. That's super freaking tight.
It doesn't have a head anymore.
No, it's gone. All right, so we were actually really impressed. That's the Federal Law Enforcement double-aught 9 pellet. The grouping was super, super tight at 20 yards. We moved the target back to technically 32 yards. Hopefully Mother Nature isn't screwing this up with the wind that's blowing. We're going to take a shot at 32 and see how tight it is. Let's see if I can actually hit the target where I intend to this time. That's how it works. Man, dead center, but I got his head again.
Well, at least the wad went to the right.
Well, let's go check her out.
Yeah, so this really isn't going to help science out at all. But as a whole, I mean, that's 32 yards. That's
still pretty tight.
That's super tight.
Yep.
Super tight.
I don't know how much science there is with that shirt going on.
What are you saying?
Oh, hey. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah, well, I'm going to put it back. It's okay.
My bad.
Gosh. All right.
Welcome back to the Shrimp Studio. Here to do the wrap up on the shotguns that we shot at the shotgun rounds, excuse me, that we shot at 11 and 20 yards. Going to put the torsos up, and Eli over here, who's a little more attention to detail than I am, is going to kind of talk us through them. Yeah, just a little bit. So get us started. Let's dive in.
All right, Vanna, check this out here.
Well, not quite as good looking as her, but I'll do my best, everybody.
She's still looking pretty good. All right, so what we got here is this is the 7.5 bird shot, and that is the Federal 7.5 here. This is at 11 yards, and as you can see, nothing unexpected. Excuse me, peppered the torso. So we have approximately at least a 20 by 20 spread, and I say that because unfortunately these are only 18 inches wide, and they're a little over 20. But the highest one we got here, and the lowest, that's what I took as far as an average. So give or take, you know, strip style. We're very, very particular on our data here. But let's take a look at the 20 yards here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So here's 20 yards, and we probably got about approximately a 30 by 30 inch spread. The whole entire torso is pretty much peppered for the most part there. So again, just if you're curious as far as the bird shot. So I mean, me personally, everybody kind of goes to like there are some home defense rounds, as we're going to talk about down here and down the line a little bit. But one of the things I look at too is no one wants to be hit by that. I mean, if someone's in your house and you're using birdshot as a home defense, they're turning around. I mean, that's my opinion. So
One of the comments on this, real quick, I'm going to hop in, is people talk about birdshot like, oh, it won't go through my walls and things like that. It's actually not true. I mean, it may not go through multiple interior walls. It may not go through an exterior wall. We actually have a video that shows 7.5 and a bunch of other calibers going through both an interior and an exterior wall. And 7.5 absolutely goes through the front and the back side, at least through one. So that's just something to keep in mind. It will over penetrate through into another room. Whether it goes outside or not is certainly less likely, depending on what's on the exterior of your home.
Yeah, correct. And you can go ahead and check that video out. We'll try to put a link in the description on that one as well.
Be up here or here or here.
Or down in the comments. We're not actually sure yet.
There.
But definitely, absolutely. So good information there. So, all right, the next we're going to move to is a 4 buckshot, number 4 buckshot. Here we are. This is at 11 yards. And we've got approximately a 15 by 15 inch spread. Again, nothing unexpected that we're seeing here. Everything we would expect to see, but very consolidated on a torso. You know, it's going to take care of business. Let's take a look at 20 yards here. Thank you, Jared. We jump up to about 21 inch by 21 inch, give or take, of a spread. So definitely, again, same situation. Plenty of peppering, as you can see on that torso. Just to give you some ideas there, not to beat the dead horse, but yep. Let's take a look at our next one here. Now, this next one is the what is this? This is the Power Shock, and this is at 11 yards. And now the Power Shock is kind of neat because it's a 3-inch round, so it actually holds 15 double-aught rounds. Take a look, read it and weep. You're not going to be happy on the other end of that. About an 8-inch spread all the way around on that one. So at 20 yards, let's take a peek here. One thing about that round, you can see best guess at this point, because obviously a couple of them went off the paper here. We're at least a 20-inch spread, so that jumped up quite a bit. Still not going to be happy to be on the other end of that. It's going to get business done for sure, but the round starts to dissipate and grow as far as the spread there. So,
and it's worth noting from here on out, from this one to the next two that we're going to talk about, we're talking about multiple walls that are being penetrated, at least interior walls for sure. And so, looking at what that might look like in your home, you need to take that
especially with the larger spread.
Yep.
I mean, you know, your target you may hit, but there are some liabilities flying past. Absolutely.
Also, it did kick like a mule.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, my shoulder's still crying. Okay, the next one is the Winchester Defender. And the Winchester Defender is really cool because it's actually got 3 double-aught pellets and it's got a 1-inch slug. And as we can see here, we got about an 8-inch spread right here on this. So pretty much center mass and took care of business. Let's see what it looks like at 20 yards. So 20 yards here is actually really neat. The spread actually got a little tighter. Now, that could be an anomaly that I'm unaware of or what happened. You know, we'll keep it shriv here as far as the science that we do on this. But however, we've got one here, and there's the slug, and there's one little satellite hanging off the edge of that one right there. And, you know, measuring it comes down to about 7. So it is a little interesting that it's actually shrank at 20 yards versus grown, which I think is what we all would expect to do. Now, there could be some other you know, underlining factors that, you know, I don't have the ability to factor in my brain to understand why. But that's that one. Okay. So last but definitely not least here, we have the Federal Law Enforcement double-aught 9 pellet. This one's really cool. I'm really a big fan of this one after seeing our tests here. So this is at 11 yards, and this is a double aught 9 pellet. And look at the grouping here. This is awesome. About 3.5 inches, and that's at 11 yards. Pretty much everything right in here. Super tight group. So let's take a look at 20 yards here, which, forgive us, you know, as shriv as we are, we decided to do a secondary shriv experiment because we were so happy with how tight the grouping was. We wanted to shoot at 30 yards too. Now, and again, being as shriv as we are, we decided versus taking one of the extra targets we had that were clean to really do some scientific data, we thought we would just shoot the same target, which, as you can see, really adds to the scientific information we got here.
Shriv is as Shriv does.
Yeah, no, this is, we're going to put
Mama
this,
said.
you know, when we're getting our PhD, this is on our, you know, our final year.
This is my dissertation. Anyways.
Yeah. So as a whole here, let's ignore everything down here and ignore these two shots. So
I got you.
yeah, you got that?
Yeah.
So right here, this little half moon, that was one shot at 20 yards. So not all the pellets went through right here. So I'm assuming a couple ran off, but we're talking about a group that big, which I'm going to guess is in the 4-inch range, give or take. I'm impressed. That's 20 yards to keep something that tight is awesome.
4 inches is big enough. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So at 30 yards, though, we did get one clean shot, and I would argue we're talking about right here, which, you know, since we're being super shriv and super scientific, let's pull a tape measure out here. And it's
regular.
It's in inches, not centimeters.
Uh-huh.
I pulled this out of my toolbox, not Jared's.
Wow. I didn't know how to read centimeters.
Yeah, anyways, we're looking at about a 12-inch spread. So it does start to open up when we get towards the 30-yard range. But again, I'm definitely impressed. 2 thumbs up, approved over here. I can't speak for his thumbs, but yeah.
Well, my thumbs are small, but anyways, just a yoked out individual. This is a good representation. So just wanted everyone to see that.
Yeah, super yoked. So, but yeah, so that's kind of our rundown on some shotgun patterns with a couple different home defense rounds and some typical bird shot or buckshot. You got anything to add to that?
Not really. No, I think, like we said earlier, these are all things that are available to you at a local Walmart or any other sporting goods store. I think it's interesting to see what those patterns look like, and I think it's important to be aware of what a spread might look like in your own home. So hopefully this information helps you plan better for defense if shotgun's your go-to tool. Hopefully, like always, this was a little bit of shriv, a little bit of funny, and a little bit of information. Like and subscribe, and then blow us up in the comments if you'd like.
Yeah,
but,
we
till
can
next
take
time.
it. I mean, just so calloused.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah. I don't work on cars for a living. My hands are soft. But in any case, we'll see you guys next time.
That's right. Stay shriv with it.
Oh, so good.